I don't see. Yeah, good. Okay. So first of all, let me say very briefly something about consultation before I speak about self-consultation. I know a number of you know what is a consultation, so you can sleep for a couple of minutes while well, maybe I'll say something funny, but who knows? Okay. So what is a consultation? Normally, there's two people. There is what can be called client, subject, guest, whatever you want. Somebody who doesn't know much about philosophy or about philosophical practice. He comes to see a philosophy practitioner because he wants to think or because he has a problem he wants to deal with or whatever the motivation is. And it's very much inspired of the Socratic method, at least the way I think about it, or we at the IPP think about it, because there are different ways to think about it. The way we think about it is that we're going to ask questions to the subject to help him think further about his problem, to clarify it, to see some blind spots in his problem, and then to examine different hypotheses about how to deal with this issue, to identify problems in what he's saying. Maybe he's not conscious of a certain thing or there's contradiction. Anyway, the whole principle is to make questions, not to console or help the person by giving advice, but to make him think so he can by himself deal, I would not say solve, maybe solve, but just deal with his problem. Yeah. All right. So that's for consultation. Now, a self-consultation, it's the same thing, except you're alone. You're alone, but you're two in a way. And that's an idea of Plato, which says that to think is to enter in a dialogue with yourself, right? In a dialogue with yourself, which might be a bit difficult, but it's the same thing apparently that chess players do when they play with themselves. You know, they play the black, and they turn the board, they play the white. Yeah, it's a bit the same. It's very difficult simply in your mind to do that. You have to have a very powerful mind, but you can do it by writing. And how do we propose to do it by writing? Is that at certain moment you put yourself in the mind of the philosopher, and the next minute put yourself in the mind of the subject. Now, the main problem with self-consultation is that the human being has a bad habit. He's very nice with himself. We like to feel comfortable. We don't want to be troubled. We want to get consolation. We want to know we're good. Yeah, we want confirmation that we're good. So we're going to be nice to ourselves. So in a way, to do a self-consultation, you have to learn to be not so nice with yourself. You have to speak to yourself like, I don't know, like your mother-in-law, like somebody who doesn't like you, but except it's not going to be through just criticism, but through asking nasty questions. Question that would be hard to answer. So you have to learn to create problems for yourself, not because you're nasty, but because problems are fun and you can enjoy yourself creating nice problem for yourself. So that's the exercise we're going to do today, but we formatted the exercise in a very specific way, which you will see on the Google Doc. We're going to ask everybody to play both these roles by doing the following. First, you're going to write what we call the initial question. The initial question is the question somebody asks when he comes to see the philosopher. You know, why does everybody hate me? You know, why I should kill myself, whatever you want, right? That's the initial question. That's the theme, the issue. And then you'll be Socrates, you ask a question to the subject, then you become the subject, you answer, then you ask a second question, then you answer again, you the third time. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to write what we call 3 blocks. So first you put your name, Then you put your initial question and then the 3 blocks, okay? And you'll have 10 minutes to do that. We're gonna ask everybody to try to do it. If you think you can do it, if you cannot, well, I don't know, you'll see later on. And then we're gonna analyze the different problems that we see. Either some questions are not real questions, or they're not clear, or they're irrelevant, or they are useless. We're going to study the art of questioning, but the art of questioning oneself. Yeah. So first moment, everybody does, or try to do the little exercise with the 3 blocks. After 10 minutes, I'm going to ask everybody, do you see a problem? And then people say, yes, page 5, Johnny, his question is not a question, whatever, okay? So, but before we start the actual exercise, does anybody have a question about the exercise, a problem? Now, you raise your hand. Now, maybe I don't see you, but I have help, have other eyes to help, so if they might see you, and if nobody sees you, start speaking. So, does anybody have a problem to understand the exercise? You raise your hand. Or we only have smart people today. Okay. Leila, you agree with me? Oh, yeah, Carmen. Yes, Carmen, we listen to you. You have to open the microphone, huh?
Everybody's writing on the same page.
Yes. Have you ever used the Google Doc, Carmen?
Yes, but we are a lot. So, okay, yeah.
But in France, we say the more crazy people, the more fun it is. Yeah. Okay. Now be careful. When you're going to write, try to write below somebody. At the beginning, it will be a little bit chaotic, but don't worry. You just have to keep where you are. It should be okay. We generally function. You just have to be a bit flexible. And as I said, try to maintain at least one space between the person you write before and after. Now, there's a better way to do it if you want. You can write your work on a different page in your own computer, and then you copy and paste. It might be as well a better way to do it if you want. So either you write on the Google Doc directly, or you write on your own document, and then you copy and paste when it's done. As you wish. Good? Is that okay, Carmen? Yes? Okay. All right. Normally it works. Please just avoid erasing the whole page. Some people do strange things sometimes. Okay. Any other question? No? All right. So it's 1914, at least in France. I don't know where you are. So let's say it started. We have until 25 to do your work. If you have finished before 25, start reading what the other people have done to find problems, okay? And then you write on the side someplace, I've seen a problem, okay? So we get back together in about 10 minutes. Okay, enjoy. A little remark for everybody. Some people did not understand that there should be an initial question, an initial problem. Then you ask a question, okay? But please make sure there's an initial problem that you ask questions about.
I do not understand. Can you?
Who's speaking?
Paulina.
Paulina. Paulina, when you go see a philosopher, you come with a question. Like, why everybody hates me? Right?
Yes.
We call this the initial question. That's your theme question, what you want to talk about. You understand?
Yes.
Then the philosopher is going to ask the first question.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So first initial question, which is the question of the subject. Then first question is the philosopher's question. Get it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hello, another little piece of information. When you answer yes or no to a question, there should be a reason. There should be an argument. Yes, because, no, because. All right. Otherwise, you don't give much substance to the philosopher. So any yes or no answer, please accompany it with an argument, with a reason. Okay, so we should start the work. If people have written elsewhere, please copy and paste because we're going to start. It doesn't matter if you have not finished. If you didn't do 3 blocks, it doesn't matter. But please copy and paste. Now we're going to start. Yeah. And people, then I'm going to give you like 5 minutes now to look through what is written. And if this kind of work is like in logic, we learn logic by finding logical problems. The same thing in the art of questioning. We learn the art of questioning by finding problems in the questions being asked. Yes. So you have 5 minutes to examine where you see problems, and then after that, in 5 minutes, I'll ask who sees a problem someplace, and you will tell us where you see a problem. Okay. Does anyone have a problem with the instruction that just gave? Raise your hand. No? All right. So 5 minutes of looking for beautiful problems. Please do not write anymore. It's finishing. Some people are still writing. Like Laurencio, please, you're cheating. It's finished. Now you're supposed to be interested in other people for a change. Yeah. No more writing now. Okay, we are going to start. Tuvio Villar, can you turn off your camera? You're making seasick with your moving car. Please turn off your camera. Thank you. No, Tuvio, please. Yeah, all right. Yes. Okay, so now comes the moment. Okay, so who has seen any problem in the questioning strategy of someone? You raise your hand. Okay, Matthias. So first, when you are going to tell us, you tell us the page and the name of the person, okay? So we can look at it. Which page?
Let me see. It is Irina. It's page 3.
Page 3. Hold on. So we go there. For people that don't know, the pages are indicated on the right of the Google Doc when you put your cursor toward the right. Page 3, Irina, yeah. Is it any particular question or answer?
Yeah, it's the first question.
The first one. Okay, so before you explain, do you have a name for the problem that you see? Or no, you don't know how to name it?
Well, redundancy maybe.
Redundancy, okay. Now explain to us where you see the redundancy.
She gives 2 concepts. Why is this situation important / painful to you?
Okay, but look, important and painful, is that where the redundancy is? Is that where you see redundancy? In the usage of the 2 concepts? Well, you told me you saw redundancy.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Is it where you see it or no?
Yeah.
Okay, but visibly you have a doubt suddenly. Do you have a doubt about it?
I have a doubt about whether it is redundancy, yeah.
Exactly. Why you think it's not, it might not be redundancy? You know what redundant means, Matthias? What does redundant mean?
It's not necessary.
Yeah, but why it's not necessary when it's redundant?
Because it adds nothing.
It adds nothing. And generally when you have 2 words and the second one adds nothing, why is it the case in general?
Because it means the same thing.
It means the same thing, right? But then we look at it. Is it redundant or not? Does it mean the same?
No, it doesn't.
No. So the problem is not a problem of redundancy, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
So can you rename the problem? Or no, you cannot rename.
Not in a word.
Well, explain it.
Yeah. It's better to use 1 concept instead of 2.
No. Now you see you're cheating. You see why you're cheating or no?
Yeah, I don't explain the problem. I say what she should have done instead.
Exactly. And how that's a typical teacher, right? They cannot tell you the problem. They have to give you the solution. Yeah. It's a very classical one. Yeah. No. Okay. But here we love problems. So can you specify the problem before we move on the solution?
Yeah. Two different concepts causes confusion.
Okay. There is confusion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, if there is confusion, that means there's something that doesn't go well together in these 2 concepts. You agree?
Yeah.
If I put 2 concepts together, if they more or less, for example, suppose they mean the same thing, it's not confusion, that's redundant, right? But it's redundant, it's clear. You agree?
Yeah.
But here, there's confusion. You agree?
Yes.
So it means the 2 concepts, they have something where they don't exactly fit well together. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's true.
Can you specify something, some predicate, some attribute of those concepts that would show that they don't really fit so well together? Can you do that?
Yeah, it's appealing versus repelling.
Appealing versus repelling. Okay, so you mean one is appealing, other one is repelling. Is that
Yeah.
it? Which one is appealing?
Important.
Important, yes. And therefore painful is repelling, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now you could have said it otherwise, to say they have different connotation, because appealing, repelling is a little bit subjective, right?
Mm.
But would you agree that in a more objective fashion, we could say that one has a positive connotation, the other
Yes.
one has a negative connotation?
Yeah.
You're good with that? Yeah. As much as possible, we should avoid using feeling states, but more objective attributes or criteria. You good?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
So we go. So it's a confusion question because we have two concepts. One was positive connotation, other was negative connotation. Good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now let's check with the accused to see what the Irina, are you there?
Hi.
Hello, Irina, how are you? Okay.
Hi. I was the first one, okay.
No, you're not the first one. The first one was the person I asked to turn off the camera. Okay, so do you agree with the terrible accusation of Matthias that there's a confusion in your question?
Actually, I wanted to clarify it.
Irina, please don't tell me your life story. I'm allergic to that.
Do you agree?
I don't care. Irina,
no, I don't agree. I don't agree.
Irina, okay, that's better. Huh? You know, I was going to have lunch and then I met my grandmother and she said, oh, come on, no, you don't agree. You think there's no confusion, yeah? Right? Is there confusion or no confusion?
No confusion.
All right. Now, would you agree that important has a rather positive connotation?
No.
No. Okay. When you do something important, sounds, okay, this is good, I have to do it. Or it sounds, no, that's bad, I should not do it.
Can be both. Can be either.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I understand your system. Now, there are people for whom everything can be either. Good can be bad, bad can be good, and neutral can be good and bad and everything. Yeah. Now, we're going to try to use logic here. Is that okay with you?
I am using logic as far as I can.
Irina, are you going to do this the whole time? Are you okay with using logic here, or that bothers you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, because so far, you realize you're not doing it. You notice or no?
No.
No, okay. Well, have you studied logic or no?
A little bit.
Okay, that means no, I get it. I see it. Because you see, logic is terrible. Logic is binary, you see? And when you have a proposition, you have to say it's logical or not logical. And somebody said, well, it's sort of in between, it's both. Then the person will say, you forgot there's the third law of logic, which is called the excluded third. Forbidden. Logic is binary. Do you like binary or you don't like binary?
Can I also say something, or I can just say yes or no?
Thank you. You don't, you see, this is funny. You just told me you don't like binary. When I ask people, is it yes or no? And they say, can I say something else? They're telling me, oh, you're binary. This is so boring. This is superficial. This is so lacking subtlety, you know? Okay, so you see, and that's how I know somebody doesn't like logic, because he doesn't want binary. Do you like binary? Rather yes, rather no?
No.
Exactly. But then we have a problem, Irina. There's another workshop on another Zoom, which is called creative writing. Yeah? And that workshop on creative writing, they have no binary. You can be creative, profound, subtle. Would you rather go on the creative writing workshop?
I've been there already.
Yeah, okay, but but for now, are you okay to play logic even though you don't like logic?
I like logic.
No, you don't. So far, you showed you don't like it, but you see, but are you okay with now using logic exceptionally?
Of course, yes.
No, of course, no. You know, you remind me, Romeo finds Juliet sleeping with another man. He said, are you going to be faithful to me? He said, of course, yes. No, not of course. She may say yes, but she cannot say, of course, yes, because what is of course, what is obvious is not the case. Okay, so let's suppose we can do a little bit of logic with you. Now, in general, when people say I have something important to do, it sounds more like this is something good, something should be done, or it means, nah, something should not be done. What does it more look like important? More something good to be done? What?
It should be done.
Okay, now, if somebody's painful, something is painful, it's more like it should not be done, we should avoid it, or it should be done when it's painful.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, it should not be done.
No,
Yeah, but
Irina, forget what I mean. I don't care what we mean. We don't do telepathy. When it's painful, is it more that we want to do it, more we don't want to do it?
we don't want to do it.
Okay, so we have important, Irina, it's almost finished. It's almost finished. And
No, I just want to ask a question then afterwards.
Plus, you're impatient, huh? But generally, people that don't like logic, I've noticed for some strange reason, they're impatient. Of course, they're impatient. Logic is boring. They want to do creative writing, yeah? So, anyway, so do you agree that important has a rather positive connotation? Do you agree or not?
Rather.
Good. Do you agree that painful has a rather a negative connotation?
Rather.
So putting the two together, can it create a funny thing in the brain of a person?
It can.
Good, thank you. And it can only as a mere possibility, or it's probable that it's going to create something strange in his brain?
It's a possibility.
No, okay, it's only possible, right?
50-50.
Most likely it will not happen.
50-50.
No, oh God. How can you recognize the creative writing people? They always are right in the middle. They're Swiss, you know, everything is neutral, everything is possible. Well, it's more creates a problem in the brain or more no problem in the brain. Even if it's a little bit above 50 or below 50, where is it? More a bit above 50 or more below 50? Oh, this is painful, painful, painful. Oh my God, this is horrible. I know. In creative writing, they don't do that. They don't torture you this way. You can be free and creative, but here we're stupid. So more a problem or more no problem, these two words together. Oh, that's painful, huh?
Not a problem.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now, you know what bad faith is?
Yes, I know what bad faith is.
Are you good at it?
No, but I'm now in good faith.
Irina, are you good at bad faith? Thank you. You're quite professional, or you're a good actress, right? Because you see, I'm going to ask the people who are watching you since 5 minutes, I'm going to ask them, Irina, is she a rather logical person or rather not logical? What are they going to say, you think? You have to guess what they're going to say, your observers.
They will say no because they don't.
No, because. This is not creative writing, Irina. Just yes or no. Will they say Irina is more logical or Irina is more not logical?
They cannot know.
Irina, look, after that I give up. Last chance. They will say something. I don't care why. They will. So, because I'm going to ask them, are they going to say more that you're logical or more not logical? What will they say?
Logical.
Okay, you like surprises?
Yeah.
Okay, just watch. Okay, people that think that Irina has shown she's a more logical person, open your camera and raise your hand. How many hands do you see up, Irina?
No hands.
Okay, who think more she shows she's not logical? Raise your hand. How many hands are up, Irina?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but not all.
Oh,
Not
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Not everybody. There's what's his name in Timbuktu that didn't raise his hand. Yes, fine. But globally, you see, what's interesting for you is the majority voted, the one who voted, more voted that you're not logical. You notice that, Irina?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's interesting for you, Irina, is that maybe you are a genius of logic, maybe. But the problem is that the people you speak to, they don't see that, you see? And these are the people that you will speak. No, Irina, please.
I have to say something as well.
Put your hand down. Look, you came here to learn or to fight?
To learn, but I need to say something.
No, Irina, did you come here? Irina, look, you can't do that. You do this with your friends, your family. For once, can you stop that? You're going to go on for an hour. I want to finish with you, but you know, you resist. So you say I'm logical, but most people don't see your logic. And normally logic is based on common sense. You understand that logic is based on common sense or no? Okay, I'm going to give up because you're too much for me and I have to know my limits. So I'm going to stop right here with you and I'll let you say whatever you want, do some creative writing for a minute or two. We are listening to you. Go ahead.
You're listening to me now because important can be both negative and positive. And you also said that important we need to do, and painful we want to do. So it's two different things. So I don't find that this is illogical or contradictory or it creates confusion. And that's all my point. Yeah. So I don't see the contradiction or confusion between these two words. That's all.
This was a beautiful conclusion because you told us in your conclusion, I don't see. And I agree with you that you don't see because I've noticed that you're blind. Yeah, that's exactly the whole point. And you said it nicely, I don't see. And here today, we invite you to see for a change. But thank you very much for your beautiful conclusions. Now, but I cannot stay forever with you. So, first problem done. We're going to write it here. Where was it? I lost it. Irina, where is she? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we're going to write confusion, positive, negative. I write the problem. Huh? All right, good. So who sees another problem? Raise your hand. It can be anything. It can be confusion. It can be lack of clarity. It can be contradiction. It can be irrelevant question, useless question, whatever you want. Just try it. You don't have to be sure.
You have hands.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Isabel, you see something? Isabel?
It's not straight, but anyway.
Yes.
Isabel, do you see something or no?
Yes,
Where?
Sven.
Which page?
I don't know how you go to the page.
You go on the right, you put your cursor on the right, is going to tell you the page. À la droite du Google Docs, ça t'indique les pages.
Ouais, mais j'ai un problème avec mon Google Doc.
Okay, the name is Sven, yeah?
Sven, so
okay.
I think it's one of the last.
Wait, Victoria, Isabel, wait. Sven. Sven is page 11.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, where do you see a problem?
Already in this, it's a general problem that I see.
No. For now, I don't want general. If it's general, it's someplace at least. Give us a place.
Okay, for example, the first answer.
First answer. You see a problem in answer number 1.
Yes.
Okay. Which problem?
Okay. He speaks too much and he doesn't interrupt himself.
What? No, Isabel, can we hang on 1 minute, say one thing at a time? You say he speaks too much, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Now, if he speaks too much, it's in relation to something else. Too much is a comparison. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. In comparison to what does he speak too much? How do you know he speaks too much?
To the question 1, he goes further.
He goes, oh, you mean he's saying things which do not belong anymore to question 1.
Yes.
All right. So he says things that go elsewhere. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Can you identify a concept in his answer number 1 that you think has no direct relation to the question?
Yeah, the fact that he said, I'm worried, blah, 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 worried.
Okay, worried. Now, the concept worried does not deal with question 1.
No.
Okay? Can you explain why?
Yes, because his question is asking about if he has something to do with his previous relationship. And he explained, and then he said, I'm worried, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but what is it? Can you summarize conceptually what is asking in question 1? What is it about?
It's about to make the link between his first question and the previous one.
I want you to speak about concept, Isabel. What are the concepts we're dealing with in question number 1?
Relationship.
About relationship, yeah? And what is he asking in a very concise way about relationships? Can you say it?
Yes, if it's going to a new relationship, we'll have the same problem as the previous one.
Okay, yeah? So he's asking about the relation between relationships.
Yeah.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, and worried has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, there is some things, but yeah.
There's something which
there is a link, but
is that a substantial link or a non-substantial link?
no, non-substantial link because it's going to psychological stuff.
Okay. What is he asking in the question 1? Is he asking something psychological or something else?
Something else.
Can you name, if it's not psychological, can you name it? Or it's too hard?
It's too hard here.
Okay. Do you know when you describe something, do you know how you can call this type of question which enters into a description?
Yeah, descriptive.
Yeah, descriptive, or it can be phenomenological.
Okay.
You're asking about a phenomenon.
Okay, yeah.
So, okay, but let's suppose we go with descriptive, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. He's asking to describe a relation between relationships. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is asking about something, about a phenomenon, about a description. And in his answer, he's going on something psychological, which is his worry. Is that it?
Yeah.
So therefore, he has shifted the subject of discussion.
Yeah.
Is that your problem?
Yes.
We're good?
Yeah, very good.
Okay. So we have clarified the problem. And how do you call this kind of problem? When you have shifted, you ask about A and you answer about B. How do you call that?
Slide of meaning here.
Well, either slightly of meaning, but is there more or less the same meaning, something, or no? We went to a different kind of thing.
It's
Or
there
you
is
don't
an
know?
over-interpretation of the question here.
How do you know? How do you know there's over-interpretation?
Okay, so forget about it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to propose to you, tell me that's what you want to say. Either it's out of the subject or
Out of subject. Out of
Wait.
subject. I was looking for it.
Isabel, can you just slow down? Or I was going to proposing irrelevant. Out of subject or irrelevant? What do you propose?
Okay, I will go with irrelevant.
Irrelevant, okay? So you think the fact is worried is irrelevant to the question number 1.
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so let's go to Sven. Sven, are you there? Yes, I see you.
Yes.
Okay, you understand the accusation made by Isabel against your answer?
Yes.
Yes. Do you agree with her that you entered in something else? You went into the psychology of the thing, which is irrelevant to the phenomenological or descriptive question which is being asked?
No.
No. Okay. In the question number 1, are you asking about feelings or about a description, a connection between two things?
A connection between two things.
Yes. So it's describing something, right?
Yes.
You're asking for some objective description.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yes.
So your feelings here are a non-issue. It doesn't mean it's forbidden to have feelings, but the question is not asking about your feeling. You agree?
Yes.
Yes. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Means what? Do you think there's
Yes,
a problem?
I am.
Yeah. You agree there's a problem? Or no? What's the problem, Sven? Tell me. Are you a feeling guy?
I'm a feeling guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So you think feelings always should be there, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But do you see there's moment for feelings and moment it's not about feelings. If I ask you, is the tree green? I'm not asking you about your feelings. I'm asking you about an observation. Or you think feelings rule the world. There's nothing objective. It's all about feelings. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See? All right. Do you agree with Isabel?
Yes, I do.
But does it hurt your feelings that feelings should be sometimes excluded?
Terribly, terribly.
All right. Now, and that's very important. And by the way, that's one thing interesting about this kind of work is how you can tell people's obsessions, people's thing that's always there. And what was interesting about your question to yourself, it was more an objective question about the phenomenon. Yeah. And it was not asking about your feelings. We're good?
Yep, we're good.
You think Isabel is right?
Yes.
If you're happy, tell her.
Isabel, you're right. And I'm happy for you. I feel so good for you.
Okay, he's feeling it. Okay, so let me write it. Okay. I'm worried. Okay. I'll write the problem, irrelevant. Okay, but just Isabel, you see, it was not the fact there is too much. It's the fact that there is something extra which has nothing to do with it, yeah, which is very important.
Yeah.
Isabel?
Yes. Yeah.
You there, Isabel?
I'm here, yes.
Yeah, so it was not that there was too much. It could have, the second sentence could have added information.
Mes
About the
excuses,
first one.
je rencontre quelques problèmes de connexion.
Wait, hold on.
Veuillez réessayer plus.
That's this. Yeah, it's not there's too much, but there's something extra which goes away from the theme. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
All right. So, and by the way, yes, I had forgotten to say in my initial instructions, it's not only problems with the questions, but as well problem with the answers. I forgot that. For Plato, thinking is the art of the question and the answer, and not simply the questions. So, anyone sees another problem, raise your hand.
Oscar, can you hear me, Cecilia?
Yes, but why I don't see you? Is your camera on?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me find you. Oh, I'm not on the first page. That's why. By the way, for people that don't know, when someone speaks, he's always on the first page, in case you don't see them. So if you're on the second page, you will not see Cecilia. Yes, Cecilia, which page you see a problem?
Page 2.
Okay, hold on. With whom?
With Alexander.
Where?
The first question.
Okay. How can someone
make you spend your best time at a job?
Okay. What's the problem with this question?
There is a slide of meaning.
Okay. Between what and what?
Between the subject in the initial question and the subject that he is using in this question.
Okay. What is the subject in the first question?
Is the person who is asking, so the client in the initial one.
Who's asking?
The client is asking, what makes me spend 8 hours of my best time at job 5 days a week?
Okay.
But then, as a philosopher, he asks, how can someone make you spend your best time?
Yeah, but can you be more concise and say, what is the word or the expression that has changed in the second one? What is it?
Someone.
What? Yeah, someone, that's in the question. But in the initial question, what was it?
The me.
Me, okay. So first the question is about me.
Me.
Yeah. So the subject himself, right?
Yes.
And then the question goes away from the me and goes with someone.
Yes.
And the someone, therefore, what's the problem with this someone instead of me?
Is the someone is referring to another person, not
Another
yourself.
person. Therefore, what do you call this problem?
I thought a slide of meaning, but I'm not sure.
Well, you see, sliding, see, there's a problem here. Sometimes the difference in sliding of meaning and irrelevance can be very slight, you see. Sliding of meaning means it's more or less the same, but there's just a little displacement. But irrelevant means no, you speak about something else. So is it that there's a little displacement, or no, he speaks about something else?
Yeah, I think it speaks about something else more. Yeah.
So it's more irrelevant.
Yes.
Yeah, you see what I mean? That the difference is now this. There's a different difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you think that someone here is irrelevant to the initial question. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. Fine. So let's check now. Alexander, can you raise your hand? Yes. Okay, Alexander. Do you understand the criticism of Cecilia?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree with her?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so there is something irrelevant. It's not about someone, but about the subject himself. Good?
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, fine. Fine. By the way, when the person agrees that there is a problem with the person criticizing, maybe someone can say, no, he gave up too quickly, he's right, yeah? So does anybody want to say something about this? I see Laura raising her hand. What's your problem, Laura? But you have to open microphone if you...
I have a question about the what.
Okay, hold on a sec. Yeah?
in the initial question, it is what makes me spend 8 hours?
Yeah.
So how does the what relate to the someone? How, I don't see
now,
that it's...
okay. Now, first of all, you're not supposed to ask a question here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, don't be sorry. No, I'm sorry. You know, every time somebody says I'm sorry, I feel like a priest. You know, I feel like I'm a priest. You understand why? You know, you
because
are
I need
forgiven.
absolution.
Te absolvo. No, please, no, sorry. Just hang on with me, okay? So the question is, you're not supposed to ask a question now. If you have an objection, you're supposed to state your objection, okay? Or if you see a problem, say the problem, but don't ask a question. So do you think that there's not a problem in bringing up someone, or you think, yes, there is a problem?
I think there is a problem.
Okay, so you agree with Cecilia then?
No, I think there's a problem between the what.
No, Laura, stay with me.
Okay.
See, it's like you go to a tribunal, somebody's accused, yeah, of killing. So either you say he's accused of killing and everybody's proving, yes, he's guilty and everybody agrees he's guilty. Or somebody says, no, he's not guilty for such a reason. But if somebody says, well, I love his jacket. Come on, this jacket is so beautiful. Very nice, but that's not our point. Do you agree with Cecilia that this someone is irrelevant, or no, you think, no, it is relevant for some reason?
I think I agree.
Okay, so we're done. What you wanted to say was just a side issue then. Is that it?
No.
Well, you got to decide, Laura, you see? I know.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Yeah. So
we're done.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's too bad we're done, but that's okay. It's your choice. But
yeah,
I thought there was something interesting there, but for some reason,
I can't state it.
Laura, slow down, okay? That's the problem, yeah? And it's a bit too emotional. So you have an intuition, but you cannot transform it into a concept. And that's the problem, yeah? That's okay. That's part of the work, yeah? You cannot, you have what Sartre calls a pre-reflexive consciousness, but you cannot transform it into reflexive consciousness. But maybe somebody else will do it. I just think, I don't know, but I thought that was an interesting point here. But that's okay. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Does anybody else see an issue here to be raised? Raise your hand. Yeah? Anka, what is it?
Me is someone.
Yeah, but okay. Me is someone. But when you say is someone blah, 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 generally it refers to you or to other people?
Generally to other people.
Okay. So if that's the question you would like to ask, then you have to phrase it differently. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, you see, it's a bit the problem I had with my first friend there. I don't remember her name, but you see, otherwise you start into everything can mean everything. Well, but then if everything can mean everything, reason does not operate. We swim into ambiguity, you know? Yeah. So generally when it's someone, it's not you, it's somebody else. Agree?
Yes.
All right. So does anybody else want to do something here? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, Pierre, go ahead.
It's about the what. The what can be the someone. It can be the same.
Okay, so the what could refer to someone. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. What makes me spend 8 hours could be someone. Good?
Yes.
Cecilia, you still there?
Yes.
Do you agree, Cecilia, that this what could refer to someone?
No.
No? If I say, what makes you stay at school all these hours teaching the kids, you can say, well, it's my director, you know? He's really a pain in the ass. He forces me. Could you, when I say, what makes you say stay at school, could you say, it's my director?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be a person.
So Pierre is right.
Yes.
The what could refer to someone. So finally, the someone is not irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yeah.
You change your mind?
Yes.
Happy?
Yeah.
All right. Alexander, did you get cheated?
Misunderstood, yeah.
Misunderstood. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah. But could the what refer to someone?
My idea of Cecile was that I changed.
Alexander, forget my idea was. Do you agree that what could refer to someone?
Yes.
Yes, but at first you got caught into the Cecilia logic and you did not notice it. Is that it?
No.
No, you didn't get caught by the Cecilia logic? Because you agreed with her. Do you remember you agreed with her?
Yes, I do remember.
So you got caught by her logic, right?
No.
No, you did not?
No.
Well, then why did you agree with her then?
Because my understanding was that she was telling about me, first me referring to myself and then me referring to you, and that was the irrelevancy here.
She's not speaking about me or you or anybody else. She's speaking about someone else. Someone else. Remember? She says, it's about you, so it's not about someone else. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
And you said, yes, that's true. But Pierre tells you, hey, there is a what here, and the what could refer to someone else. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Is there an English problem or no?
There is an English problem because you also said
No,
you
not because,
here.
Alexander, please do not because me. There are words I'm allergic to, like but and because, you know? When because is needed, don't worry, I'll ask you why. Puchimu, but I don't want why. Did you agreed with her logic? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
But her logic was missing some point that Pierre saw afterwards. Did you notice?
Yes, I do. I did.
But at first you agreed with her logic. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Now, why is it important? It's not that I want to punish you. But you see, what's interesting here is that we listen to an interpretation. We listen to an analysis and we say, yes, that makes sense. But there might be another point that was forgotten or not seen, and that changes the conclusion. You get the point?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Krasiva?
Thank you.
No, not thank you. You're supposed to thank you. Thank you is about as bad as forgive me or sorry, you know. You get the point. It's nice or no?
Yes, I did get the point. Nice.
Okay, I see you don't have, we don't share the same sense of aesthetic, Alexander. Because me, I always find beautiful. And I was like you. I bought the Cecilia argument. Me too. I thought, yes, she was right. Until Pierre said, hey, wait a minute, you guys forget something. And I love that. I think it's beautiful. I call it the aesthetics of thinking. You understand aesthetics of thinking?
Yes, I do.
But for this, we have to give up on our conviction, on wanting to be right, and say, wow, okay, nice. And there's been a shift of paradigm in the interpretation. You like?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Of course, I don't know. That's another, it's part of my list of terrible words. Sorry, thank you, and of course. But anyway, okay, that's my thing. It's my feelings. I'm speaking like Sven now. So, good. So problem solved. Now, anybody else wants to say something about that sentence? Andrea. The same sentence?
Yes.
So do you agree with Pierre or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but what do you want to prove then?
I want to propose another problem.
Okay, different from the one we've been raising. Yeah?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But the same question or another one?
Same one.
The same question. You see a new problem, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the new problem you see?
I see that in the question of the philosopher took
Wait,
for granted.
let me put numbers because he did not do it. Question 1, question 2. Yeah, in the question 1.
In the question 1, the philosopher took for granted something is not that obvious.
Okay, now it's not obvious. Did Alexander as a subject give that presupposition or not?
No.
He did not, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a very important point. If I understand what you're saying, he asks something about a presupposition that is not contained in the initial question. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. What is the presupposition that you see in that question 1?
And that someone is making you spend your best time at the job.
Okay. Is he saying that someone is doing it, or is he asking something about that possibility?
I would say the second one.
What is the second one?
Asking for the possibility.
Okay, so if he's asking for the possibility, there's no presupposition.
Yeah.
So are you giving up your criticism?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you're okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, good. All right. Good, fine. So anybody else on this question before we move on? All right. But let me, because nobody else wants to pick it up. Andrea, you woke up a little animal in me. Let me ask you. Do you, I don't know, because there is the English issue, do you see the difference between how can someone make you and how could someone make you? Do you see the difference in English?
Yeah, I see.
Do you think that can and could, can you conceptualize the difference with can and could?
Yeah, a could is more like a possibility, and can is like someone, I know that someone is doing that to you.
Yeah, it's a difference between indicative mood and conditional mood, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can, is it indicative or conditional? If I ask you, how can you go by train to Venezia? Does that presuppose that you can go by train to Venezia or not necessarily?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I mean, suppose that you can do it.
Yeah. If I ask, how could you, then it's more conditional. You agree? It's more hypothetical. If I ask, how could you go by train to Venezia? It's more hypothetical.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
How can you? It presupposes somewhat that you can do it. Or no?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
It's not an absolute. It's more a tendency, a rather. You agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had no clue, I would say, how could you, or is it possible? But how can you? More presuppose it's possible.
Yeah.
Yes? So how can someone presuppose there's something of that order already being said? Or no?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't get it.
I asked, how can someone make you? It looks like someone is making you. And ask,
Yes.
how is it possible? How is it done, rather? Are you following me or no?
No.
No, okay, I give up, then that's fine, no problem. Okay, fine. Good. So, who else wants to do something about that? Or unless we move to something else. Anything else on this question? No? All right, okay. But sometime,
Oscar, Alexander Kostrisins voulait parler.
okay, Alexander, yeah? Go ahead. Where is he?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, yes. You want to say something about the Andrea issue or about something else?
It's the same thing that Andrea brought up.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
As I understood, and the same thing that I noticed, 1 second, let me find the question.
It's
okay.
about the how.
Yeah, I found it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the problem here I see is not irrelevance, but rather reductionism.
Okay, the question number 1, yeah?
Yeah, question number 1.
It's reductionist, is that it?
Yes.
Why is it reductionist?
It takes for granted only one of the possibilities.
Okay, all right, nice, yes. Huh? There is a what, and it takes for granted one possibility, which is what?
Person.
A person.
Someone.
Yeah, what else? What else could it be beside a person, Alexander?
Some belief.
Okay, some belief, or what else?
Yeah, feelings or obligations.
Okay, it can be many different things. What is a rather undetermined questioning pronoun, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? And someone is already taking a particular perspective. We're good?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when you go for something general to something specific, it's reductionist. We're good?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, nice. All right, good. Alexander, the other Alexander from the question. Yes, Alexander, do you understand the Alexander criticism?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree that the question is reductionist?
Yes, I agree.
Nice?
Yeah, it's very nice and new.
Okay, now you're getting to the aesthetics of thinking. I'm happy. All right. Okay, good. Okay, so anything else on this question, which is loaded visibly? No? All right, so let's move to something else. Who has seen a different, by the way, if you don't understand, you have a problem with, because sometimes people say, wow, this goes so fast, I don't understand, or maybe sometimes most people here don't have English as a first language, so don't hesitate. If you don't understand, please say it, okay? And say, I don't get it or something, all right? So, who wants either to speak about what was done already or raise some new problem? Raise your hand. Okay, somebody who didn't speak. Diego, what do you want to talk about?
I have a problem with Andrea at page 5.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to page 5. With Andrea, yeah? Where?
The question 1.
Yeah.
Because the initial question was, why is life important?
Yeah.
And the question 1 is, do you think that life is important?
Yeah.
And I think it's unnecessary.
Why it's unnecessary?
Because I think that if the subject asks if why is life important, he thinks that life is important.
Yeah, but why you think it's not necessary? Can you? I know it might seem obvious to you, but why you think it's? Try to explain to us why it's not necessary.
because it's implicit in the initial question.
Okay, so you're saying that the answer is already given.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
All right, okay. So let's go to Andrea now. Andrea, do you understand the criticism of Diego?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree with him?
No, I don't.
Well, is the fact life is important already contained in the initial question?
Yeah, it is.
So why do you ask it then?
To check if the client is aware about it.
You think he's not aware, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
So somebody who asks, why is life important? He doesn't know that he thinks life is important. Or he rather knows.
Yeah, he rather knows. Yeah.
Okay, so do you agree that it's therefore a rather useless question?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing, Andrea, if you had done the task you were supposed to do, maybe your question would have been more interesting. Do you know what you forgot in your little dialogue that could have made a difference? Or no?
No.
No? Who knows what Andrea didn't do and that could have made a difference? Raise your hand. Kate.
Andrea gave yes or no answers without giving an argument.
Yeah. Andrea, do you know you were supposed, when there was yes and no, you were supposed to give an argument? Do you know?
I do know now. I didn't know before.
No. Well, did you read the instructions?
I think I missed that part.
I broke my ass writing beautiful instructions and you don't even read them. You as a teacher, you should understand my pain, you know?
I understand
no,
you. I understand.
But do you notice that if you had given an argument, then the question could have been more interesting? You see why? Or no? Or no?
No.
Okay. Kate, can you finish your job and tell him why, if there was an argument, it would have made the question more interesting?
Because an argument would probably add a new concept to build off of for your next question.
Yeah, and in terms of what's happening in the mind of the subject, what would happen, you think, or what could happen, Kate?
That he could start to answer his initial question.
Right. You see, Andrea? If he gives an argument,
yes,
then he's starting to answer his own question because he has to think about why he says life is important. You get it?
Yes.
Yes. And that starts, it's not that he's going to answer the question, but he gives him elements about his question, why is life important? You get it?
Yes.
See, the argument often is undervalued. People think it's just to prove you're right or wrong. No, the argument is, at least in rhetorics, is to prove you're right or to prove you're right. But in philosophy, the argument is made to deepen, to go deeper in the understanding of our presuppositions. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And here, if you would have said yes, it is important because you would already start dealing with the initial question. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why in this exercise, I make it as a sort of a rule that if you have yes or no, you should give an argument. Yeah. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you do this self-consultation, use it as a rule. Say every time you take a position, yes, no, whatever, or if it's an alternative A or B, you say A because, B because, yes because, no because. Yeah, good?
Okay.
Well, your okay is strange.
Yeah, I was wondering, because when I do consultation, if someone adds because, often it's because he's trying to justify himself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I expected somebody would raise that problem. Yes, and sometimes I don't want them because exactly, often it's a self-justification, and I'm trying to stop it so there's not some automatic thing. Yeah. Weirdly enough, self-justification, that comes quickly. Argumentation, not so much. Yeah. But
Okay.
here, yeah. But here it's a bit different exercise. It's you know, this self-consultation. It's and by writing, if you notice, when people write, there's much less self-justification. Self-justification happens a lot when people speak because it's emotional. When you write, naturally, it's less emotional. You know that?
Yeah, and plus it's more when you do that in front of other people instead of to do by yourself.
Yeah, as well. It's true. Yeah, yeah. So it will be. Yeah. So there's moments for everything. There's moment to say, look, I just want an answer. I don't want an argument. But there's a moment where once you take a position, there should be an argument. And actually, if it was an oral consultation, we might say first say yes or no, and then why yes, why no. But since we compact it, we say do it right away. Yeah, good.
Okay. Yes.
But even sometimes people make a mistake. Say, oh, you just want yes or no. You don't want an argument. No, it's not. I don't want an argument. What I don't want is self-justification. Yeah. And that difference is important emotionally and conceptually. Good?
Yes.
But that exercise, yes, it should be argument. Okay, good. So, all right. So that's done. Yeah, Vahid, do you want to talk about this or about something else?
About this.
About this, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
You have a problem with what?
With the fact that it's given in the question that he thinks life is important.
Okay. The question, do you think that life is important?
Yeah.
Yeah. But is it right to think that presupposition exists already in the mind of the subject? Is he right or not?
I think we don't know.
Well, if somebody asks you, why is work important? Yeah, this person asking why is work important? Does he think work is important? Does he not think work is important, or we don't know?
Mostly not.
Okay, let me propose to you something. When you put why in a question, that means you take for granted the thing you're going to ask why about. Except when you say not why as a reason, but why, because you say, why do you say that? No, that's not granted. But you say, why about a phenomenon? Like, why are flowers blue? Or why is the sky high? When you ask why about a phenomenon, about a fact, you take this fact for granted. Is that okay with you?
You mean I accepted the fact?
When you put why in front of a fact to know the reason for this phenomenon, that means you more or less accept the truth of this phenomenon. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Or no? Yes? Do you agree with me? Like, if I ask somebody, why are you married? It means that I think he's married. You agree?
Yes.
You don't ask, why are you married to someone when you think he's not married?
Yeah.
So if you're asking, why is life important? You presuppose that he thinks life is important.
In this
Are you okay
case,
with that or no?
No, I don't agree.
No, you don't agree. Now, if I ask people,
I have an example in my mind.
Okay, give
Shall
it.
I say it?
Give that example.
For example, I'm.
Just give the question.
Yes.
Just give the question.
I'm a children. I want to propose my example.
No,
I am a
just
children.
give what Vahid. Just please give the question. Why something? Why what?
Why I should write a letter to you?
Yeah, but that's not a fact. You see, that's you think they should do something. You might disagree with. It's not about a fact. You're asking about an order, about a principle, about something might be hypothetical. It's very different. Why I should is not a fact. It's an idea.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yes.
And if you say why I should, it implies that the other person probably think you should. Otherwise, you would not ask him that. If somebody tells you you should not write this letter, are you asking him why I should write it when he says you should not?
Yeah.
You would not, right?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yes.
So when you say generally why something, except if it's conditional, hypothetical thing, but if it's about a fact, something you describe, it presupposes that the person thing is true or no.
I still think that it can be, it cannot be true.
Yeah, but you notice that your first example, was it a good proof, your first example, or no?
Yeah.
It was.
It wasn't good.
Okay, well, last chance. Do you have a better example where you can prove the opposite, where you say why something and you think it's not true? Or it's too hard?
It's too hard.
Okay, but I'm going to propose to you, Vahid. Here, you know, there is two kinds of thinking. There is a rational thinking and there's religious thinking. Religious thinking is just about your belief. Rational thinking is about arguments. And you see, that's what Popper tells us. Religious thinking, you cannot prove it's wrong. It's just people believe it. So what you do, you need arguments that can be proven, where it can be proven false, you see? Otherwise, you just stay with your belief. But then that's another thing. It's just opinion and belief, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. You see the difference?
Yeah.
And that's why argumentation is so important. It's the principle of falsification, principle of refutation, yeah? We can. Otherwise, you just believe it, fine. I can't do anything, yeah?
Yeah.
Good?
Good, yeah.
All right.
Thank
So,
you.
who else sees a different problem? Raise your hand. Who didn't speak? I first give people. Sarah, where do you see a problem?
Yeah, I'd like to support what Vahid said now, because
wait. Hold on.
I see a problem in your argumentation in what is important.
Sarah, wait a minute. What's going on here? Are you in a rush?
Do I look like I'm in a rush?
Yes, that's why I'm asking you.
Okay, sorry. I will speak slower. I tend to speak too fast, so I will slow down.
Yeah, but it's not about the speed itself. First of all, it's about the emotion involved in it. And second, it means we're going to have a hard time speaking together, you see? And some people, I just give up because it's not possible to speak together. They're so used to making speeches. I say, okay, I'll let you make your speech. And when it's finished, I talk to somebody else, you see? That's what the issue is. So are you willing to peacefully examine what you want to say, or it's too hard for you?
I suppose that the peacefully should.
Okay, let's try. So first of all, what is the question that you want to deal with? Or the question or the written work?
I would like to make a point about the about what was said just now. Why is life important?
Sarah,
And
Sarah,
the question, do you think that life is important? Because there is a problem with the word important.
Hello, Sarah. Do you do this to your friends and family?
Yes.
Are they bothered?
No.
Not possible. Not possible, because it's really hard to speak with you. With your belief. Try to answer my question and only my question, Sarah. Which item you want to talk about? Just the item.
What is important?
Okay.
The question on page in Andrea, the question 1.
Okay. So, do you think that life is important? You want to speak about that, yes?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, do you want to defend that question, or do you want to criticize this question?
I want to defend it.
You want to defend it. You think it's a good question, it's useful, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say just with one sentence and only one sentence why this question is useful?
It is useful because from the initial question, why is life important? It does not imply that the speaker thinks that life is important.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the same discussion. Well, generally, when people ask why, and then they state something after, when somebody said, would you ask somebody, why do you have a job if he has no job?
That's a different type of question.
Oh,
why something is important lacks a crucial information, because when something is important to somebody, when something is important, it has to be important to somebody, which is the information that lacks in the initial question. And that means that the next question does not imply that that the person considers life important, because this is an information that lacks in the initial question.
You're in the wrong workshop, Sarah. You're in the wrong workshop. At the same
Why?
time, because on another Zoom, there is a workshop on rhetorics where people, they argue to prove their point and show the others they're right. And nobody stops them. Each time somebody has the floor, each time somebody speaks, he gives all his demonstration. When he has finished, somebody else says whatever he wants, gives his proof and his demonstrations, and it's a debating workshop. But it's a different workshop. Do you understand?
Okay, do it your way. Ask the question that you asked.
Is that fuck you? Do it your way. If I translate it, it means fuck you, right? Do I translate well?
Does it mean fuck you to you?
No, not to me.
Is that what you hear in my question?
Oh yes, and not only that, Sarah, I can tell you're professional at this way of behaving. You notice that in your way you dialogue, in the way you discuss, you're a fighter, and a good one. I can tell you're self-confident and you're gonna fight it out, yeah? But the
okay, is this a logical question or a personal question?
Thank you, Sarah. Do you want to add something?
I believe there is no point in saying anything because it's not logical.
Okay,
because you're not logical.
No, thank you very much. Yes, that's what I love about these workshops. I always have good lessons which are being taught. Okay, so does somebody else see a problem somewhere? Raise your hand. Paolo, where?
Hello. Page 13.
Page 13. Wait.
It's
Let us go to page 13 first. Page 13. Yes, who?
So it's the work done by Laurentio.
Okay.
The initial question.
Initial question, yeah.
Why do I lose a game even if I am the best player.
Okay.
I think this question contains, the question is illogical.
Okay, yeah, okay, but now, but there's a little, let me bring here a little formal issue. You see, the initial question is what the subject brings, okay? You know, we don't, we don't either refute, that's what he's asking, that's his problem, yeah? And then the work is gonna be, if there's a problem in it, is gonna be in the questioning to make him realize this. But we're not here to criticize the initial question. You understand why?
Yes,
Or no?
yes.
Yeah. Huh?
Yes.
If a person comes to see me with a weird question, my job is going to make him see there's a weird question. Yeah. But then this should show in the questioning process. Yeah. So what you can say, there's a very important issue and the questioning does not deal with it. This you can say, but then you criticize the philosopher who did not deal with something very important, something. You get it?
Yes.
Do you think that's the case?
I think, yes, I think
Okay.
that's the case.
Do you think he missed the point, a very important point in the question?
Yes.
So, okay. Now, the important point he's missing is what?
The philosopher missed the lack of logic in the initial question.
Okay. He should have questioned the subject on his lack of logic, yeah?
Yes.
Now, where do you see a lack of logic there?
I think the initial question is in the form of, why am I not A when I am A? So
okay.
Why do I...
Okay. Which two ideas confront each other? Which two ideas?
Losing a game and the concept of being the best player.
Okay.
They're not...
it's better, not best, but better, but it's a detail.
Yes.
Now, can you lose a game and be the better player, or that makes no sense?
I think it makes no sense.
Okay. So in other words, there's a total impossibility here, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Who thinks, contrary to Paolo, that it's possible to be the better player but still lose the game? But of course, you have to give a reason. Who thinks it's possible? Raise your hand. I'm looking for someone that didn't speak yet. Sergei Sokolov.
The game presupposes that you either win or lose. So the chance is bigger when you're a good player, but there is no guarantee. So for this reason, it's not...
Yeah, okay, but that's, I call it argumentation by default. Yeah, but what could make it that somebody is a better player, but he loses? Do you have any explanation? Because especially if it's a recurring problem, what could it be?
No, I don't have a good idea here.
And it's different to explain by mere possibility than to explain by giving a reason, which makes it probable. So who would have some reason why the better player would lose the game? Raise your hand. I'm looking for someone that didn't speak yet. Yeah, Anu. Microphone, Anu.
Yes. Maybe the other player is cheating.
Okay, so that'd be a world where this poor guy is a victim of all kind of people cheating, yeah?
Yes.
Because he's a victim, he's the only one who's honest in the world of cheaters, yes?
Yes.
Yes, now, you have such people in Finland that think this way?
Not so many, no.
Not so many, yeah? If you had someone that says, look, I'm the best, but I lose all the time because everybody cheats, would you have suspicion about this person's mental health?
Yes, if it happens all the time, yes.
What would you say about this person, about his mental state?
Maybe to look to a mirror and check the reason for losing.
No, but what would be the problem of such a person? Give it a name. I know in Finland you guys are nice. You don't give bad names, but give a bad name just for fun.
Lack of self-knowledge.
Lack of self-knowledge. How about paranoid?
Okay.
But don't tell anybody in Finland I said that. You know, it's horrible. Yeah, okay, anyway. But that would not be exactly a good argument. Do you agree?
That the other person is cheating.
Well, that everybody's cheating beside me. That would be a bit of a weak argument, or it's a strong argument?
A weak one.
Weak one, yeah. No, we won't see, when you want to give credit to an idea, you got to give it a hypothesis, sorry, an argument that, you know, a bit solid, yeah, not absolute, you see. But that one, you know, looks a bit pathological, no? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Or it's a sci-fi world, you know, the world where everybody cheats besides some poor guy that didn't learn how to cheat, you know? So who has a stronger argument to explain such a weird situation? Raise your hand. Let's see, I'm trying to find someone that didn't speak yet. Anna, tell us.
Maybe he's too anxious about being the winner and
Okay, he's an anxious guy. He's an anxious guy, right,
Yes.
Anna?
Yes.
And his anxiety makes him lose his own faculties, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's go back to Paolo. Paolo, is it possible there's a guy, he's really good, but he's just so anxious that he's a catastrophe when competition takes place? Is that possible?
Then he wouldn't be the best. Or
okay, all right, because you include in the being good, what do you include?
The ability to control his anxiety.
Control his anxiety, yeah, you know, you cannot be the best unless if you cannot control your anxiety, you know, you cannot be better. Good, all right.
Yes.
So let's check a bit with this. Lawrence, are you there? I don't see you. Lawrence, you there? Speak. No, he's gone.
Yeah, he's waving.
Oh, you're there. But you have to speak when I say speak, because you appear when you speak. Okay, so do you agree that in your questioning, you should have interrogated the subject on the fact there is a contradiction here, or you don't agree?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree, yeah? Do you agree with Paolo? There's a sort of contradiction here.
Yeah, it's a contradiction.
But the philosopher didn't notice. Well, did he notice or no?
No.
No.
He didn't wrote it. Yeah.
And by the way, that's what I call the complacency. I told you at the beginning, that's the difficult part of questioning yourself, is that we're complacent with ourselves. We're nice. We're caught in our own trap, yeah? And the tendency is not to see obvious problems like this one. Beautiful?
Yes.
So Paolo is right, yeah? There's a contradiction.
Yes, so contradiction.
Yes. Okay, yeah, okay, good. And by the way, at first I was buying the question as well. And Paolo raised the thing and said, oh yeah, right, there is a problem. And dealing the way he dealt with the objection of Anna, which was, yes, okay, it is very strange. It is a bit of a contradiction. Good, all right. Before we move on, is there somebody wants to say something about this problem? Raise your hand. Yes, let me see. First, I see some, but I check if... you want to say? Isabelle, you there?
Yes,
You hear
but
me? Yeah.
yes, I think in the question as well, maybe Laurencio is very pretentious, think he's the best, but he's not the best, but he doesn't want to say.
Yeah. No, but that's that's a different problem. Do you agree that there's a contradiction in the initial question?
Yes, I agree with Paulo. Yeah.
Okay, so do you think then he should have addressed that in his questioning?
Yeah.
So okay, fine. There's no other issue here, or is there? Oh, actually, I see what you want to say. You would have addressed it not from the standpoint of logic, but from another standpoint.
Yes.
What would be your question instead of, do you see a contradiction, for example? What would you have asked? Well, you brought the idea of pretension.
Yes.
Go
yes.
ahead, ask a question with pretension. Easy. What is pretension opposed to, Isabel?
The fact that he said, why do I lose? And why you think he said I'm the better one.
No, stay with me for a minute.
Yeah.
What is the opposite of pretension?
Humble.
Humble, yeah?
Yeah.
Or either humble or honesty, yeah? To be
Yes.
honest, yeah?
Yeah.
So, can you ask a question where you pause this problem, this opposition?
Okay.
Or you don't know? Simple. You see, make it simple. You have two things opposed, the pretension and the humbleness or the reality. Ask a question, you propose that.
Okay, so are you
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you rather pretentious or are you rather humble? No.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
why not? If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you rather pretentious or rather humble? Or you could ask, do you pretend to be better or are you better? You know?
Yeah.
So you pose an alternative where you raise the issue of the illusion, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, good, fine. Someone else about this issue? Raise your hand. Yeah, Alex?
It is not
First of all,
definitely.
What do you want to prove, Alex?
I want to prove that better player can still lose a game.
Yeah, can or tend to?
Can.
Can. So it's a mere possibility.
No, it's rather happens often, less than 50%, but it's often.
Okay, so some people who are better, they have regularly this problem of losing, yeah? Is that it?
No.
Well, so is it accidental or is it recurrent?
It's recurrent.
Okay,
but
so it's either accidental or recurrent. What do you go with?
Recurrent.
So you imagine someone who is a better player, but has a recurring problem of losing. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. So Anna proposed as an explanation the anxiety. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
Okay. But I imagine you have a different explanation. Is that it?
Yes.
What is your explanation for this great guy who is a loser?
In the nature of many games, including sports, odds of a better player to win often are like 55% against the worst player.
Okay, so you're going to tell us that a better player has only 55% chance of winning over a bad player, yeah?
The person who would win 55% of games, yeah.
Stay with me, you know? So, are you saying If you tell me no, then we'll try again. But at first, tell me if it's yes or no. Are you saying that in a sport or competition, the better player has only 55% chance more to win than the bad player? Is that what you're saying? Yes, just tell me yes or no.
I have a problem with the phrasing that you use.
Oh,
you have
so
better player? Yes.
But Alexander, if you have a problem, why don't you tell me no? And that's it. So I ask, you see, Alexander, that's the difficulty of this exercise. But that's the interest of the exercise, is to accept, to answer a question, no matter how weird it is. And people that don't want to do that, they don't want to do the exercise. They just want to compete. That's what I was trying to explain to Sarah. She wants to debate. She wants to win something. I don't know what, yeah? But the idea of accepting a question, no matter how weird it is, unless you say that question is impossible to answer, yeah? So either you say, you know, there's 4 possibilities. It's yes, no, I don't know, or it's impossible to answer, okay? You ready?
Yes.
So are you saying that a guy who's more better player has only 55% chances of winning the game?
Yes.
Okay, that means that the bad player has therefore 45%. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you think those statistics will be bought by common sense or no?
Could you repeat, please?
Do you think those statistics you're presenting to us, 55-45, will be bought, will be accepted by common sense, or will be rejected?
Let's gamble. It will be accepted.
Repeat?
It will be accepted.
It will be accepted. But
Yeah.
you see, Alex, when you do that, you know, I wonder, what the hell is he doing? What is he doing? You know, because imagine, you know, I play some tennis. I'm going to play with Lendl or whoever, you know, there's a newer stars, I don't know them. And I got 45% chance of winning. My God, I'm going to go to do the, I'm going to inscribe myself.
Oscar,
you realize this?
Oscar,
Yeah.
je t'interromps.
Yeah.
Someone erased most of the pages. There are only 3
Okay.
left.
Wait. There, it's back. Oh, wait. Somebody's not happy. I never know which. Is somebody good at this stuff? I never know what to do.
Can you do Control Z if you're on a PC?
Yeah.
Anybody can manipulate this. If somebody knows.
Yeah, you have to paste it back.
Leila, you've done it?
Yes, not yet. I'm trying.
Okay, Leila will do it. You know how to do it, Leila? Yes, no? I cannot hear Leila.
But Oscar. Oscar.
Yeah.
Me, Paulina. Only the person who erased the page can put Control-C and put again all the things that erased.
No.
I mean.
No. It's it's a common thing. Okay, Leila, can you do it or not? Leila, I cannot hear you. For some reason.
Elle est en train de le faire là.
Okay, just let's go on and Leila can do this. Okay, let's finish. Okay, la train de faire. Okay, so Alexander, yeah. So you see, so if I go play with Lendl tennis, I get 45% chance of winning. Does that sound strange?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So do you realize that anybody that thinks a little bit about your statistics will think that sounds strange? You realize this or no?
No.
No, you don't realize it.
No.
See, if I tell you, sometimes you really surprise me. Yeah? Yeah? So when you play poker with your 5-year-old son, he has 45% chance of winning with you. Is that it?
No.
No. Okay. So you see your statistics sounds a bit strange or not?
No.
No, no, it's fine, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Tell you what, if I ask the group if your statistics sound strange or not, they'll say it sounds strange or not?
No.
No, they'll say it's fine. Now, do I have to do it? Or you can imagine what's going to happen or really have to do it?
Let's gamble.
No, no, Alexander, I know you like gambling, but that's not my question. Do I have to do it or no? You can figure it out by yourself.
You don't have to, but I would like to.
You see, because what bothers me, Alexander, you want to do consultation to people, right? But you see, if you want to do that, you cannot throw wild things. People don't even understand what you're talking about. So I'll do it because I'm forced to do it. But I think there's a problem. That means you have little access to common sense. So just watch. Who agrees that the statistics of Alexander make sense? Raise your hand. Count the hands, Alexander. Count.
0.
Yeah. You're surprised?
Yes.
Yeah. But then what the hell do you do with your brain? If you're surprised, you should not. With all this time you spent learning philosophical practice, if you were just coming for the first day, like, like Sarah, I'm not surprised, but come on, how can you not guess people will not buy such statistics? What happens in your brain? Don't know.
I trust people too much.
That's a nice way to put it. Yeah, I trust people. They will agree with me. I trust that they will say I'm the best. Okay, that's a very nice argument. That's a poker player argument if I ever heard one. Okay, all right, good. So now, did we get our things back or no? Yeah, we're good. Okay, fine. So does anybody see a different problem? We'd like to move on to another idea. Does anybody see another problem someplace? Raise your hand. Let me see someone that didn't speak yet. I see Anka. Nobody else? None of the, no. Okay, so Anka, tell us.
In Paulo's work on page 3, page 3.
Paulo, yes. Where do you see a problem?
In answer 1,
yeah,
there is a contradiction and not taking a position.
Well, is it more a contradiction or more not taking a position? Or you mean by contradicting himself is not taking a position?
Yes, by contradicting himself.
Okay, give us 30 seconds to look at it. Okay, where do you see a contradiction?
Yes, but no.
Where, okay, the yes is explicit. Where do you see the no?
In I don't know how to.
How to do what?
Be less emotional and still care.
Okay, so he says, yes, I can be less emotional. But when he says, I don't know how to, he says, I cannot be less emotional. Is that it?
Yes.
So in this way, he contradicts himself.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And, okay, fine. So, Paulo, did you hear the criticism that was done by Anka?
Yes, very good.
It's very good. You agree with her, yeah?
No.
No. Well, then it's not very good. God, what is this seduction business here? Is it very good or is it bad?
Can I say that it's interesting, but I think it's wrong?
Oh my God, yeah, come on. After that, you buy her a drink next time, but not now.
Okay, so
You think she's right?
I didn't like it. I don't agree.
You don't
She's
agree.
wrong.
There's
She's
no
wrong.
contradiction here. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
There's no contradiction. Okay. Okay. Yes. So you agree that first you say yes, I can. Yeah, with the first.
Yes.
The yes means I can. Is that it?
Yes.
But when you don't know how to, when you don't know how to do something, can you do this thing?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Oh, really? You don't know how to do it, but you can do it. Or that sounds strange.
That was the sound of my opinion changing.
Wait. Just come on, don't give us this. So when you don't know how to do something, can you do this thing?
Yes.
Now, you notice you hesitated a lot, and your yes sounded a bit strange, yeah?
Yes.
That means you have serious doubts here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, well, if you don't know how to do it, then how can you do it?
It just sort of happens.
It sort of happens, like poof. Yeah. Now, is that what they call magic? You know, the fairy comes, use her stick, and poof, like, you know, Cinderella. Poof. Is that it?
It's something similar. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
you know,
magic.
This is what's called religious thinking, opposed to scientific thinking. You know why it's called like that?
No.
Because it's purely a matter of faith. There's no argumentation, no reason, no method, nothing, no reason. It just, poof, it happens. So are you a religious thinker, Paolo?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But do you see, you're in the wrong workshop. There's a lot of workshop today at this time. Yeah, there's a rhetorics workshop, there's a creative writing workshop, but as well, there's the magic workshop. But that's a different workshop.
Okay.
Are you in the wrong workshop?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so. So if you don't know how to do something, does it look like that you cannot do it? You know, Paolo, I have to tell you, I always wonder, why do people exhaust themselves? Why do they waste their mental energy with stuff that, I mean, just doesn't work, but they go on, and they want to make it stick, you know, for some weird reason, as a pure act of faith, you know? Yes. Yeah, they believe that unicorn rules. I say, where's unicorn? I don't know, but it rules. You know unicorn rules?
I never heard of it.
Well, yeah, that's your problem. But it does rule. Don't ask me how, but unicorn rules. You don't know?
No.
Well, at least today you learned something.
Yep.
Just don't ask me how. Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how it goes, but unicorn rules. You tell your friends after the workshop, okay? All right. So does it make sense to you that if you don't know how to do it, then it most likely will not happen unless you win the lottery?
Yes, I agree.
Makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it doesn't mean this. It definitely cannot happen. Yes, there is what's called in common language fluke or chance or hazard, but the problem is that it's a very weak argument.
Mm-mm.
Does it make sense? It's a weak argument?
Yes.
Yes.
It does make sense.
And we can always have weak arguments, and of course, there's always, but the question is, reason functions with probable arguments, common sense arguments, and not just with belief of a fluke. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Is that difficult for you?
No.
Well, you seem to be a fluke guy. It just happens. You notice how nicely you said it? It just happens. You know, you want to learn driving. You say, I don't know how to drive, but I'm going to go pass my license because it just might happen. It's true for some, because the stars are in the right combination, and and Jupiter is in the orbit of Saturn, and poof, I got my license. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people function like that. Do you know? Do you read your horoscope every morning?
No.
Well, you might read that today is the day. You will find love and fortune. So, can you reconcile with the criticism of Anka?
Yes, she's right.
But why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Tell me.
Why was it so hard? I think I was confusing ability with the ability to do something on command with a fluke.
Yeah, but do you complicate your own brain, Paolo?
Yes.
Yes, you see, that's what's visible. See, when we want to find reasons out of reason, we all know how to do that. You know, when I was a student, I would not prepare exam and say, you know, who knows? What the hell? It might happen. Yeah, yes, generally didn't work. Didn't work. Yeah, but we all have things like this. Huh? But in general, when you want to do something, you got to know how to do it. No?
Yes.
Yeah. But see, the concept of accident, it's very interesting. But accidents, as they're called, they're accidents. When you drive the car, you don't presuppose accident, do you?
No.
No. You presuppose that things should follow the rules of that people know how to drive, yeah? Otherwise, you would go crazy. You would think anybody can go in the wrong lane at any time, yeah? Make sense?
Yes.
And that's the use of common sense. And very often we're so caught up in our belief. Now, we don't have to obey common sense. Fine. You know, some great geniuses did some epistemological ruptures with common sense. But they did it not out of just with fluke. They did it because they found more powerful arguments or more powerful insights, yeah? But fluke is a bit of a weak, very weak argument. You agree?
Yes, yes, I agree.
So you're okay then with the contradiction of Anka?
Yep.
All right, good. Okay. So Leila is giving me signals that we're beyond time. Is it a problem, Leila, that we're beyond time or no? I cannot hear you, Leila. I don't know. You have a problem with your computer? Audrey, you're not far from Leila. Ask her if
I have some problem.
You have what?
Yes, she has problems with her micro.
Okay, but I heard her this time. So is it okay we're over time, Leila, or it's a problem? Audrey, what is she saying?
No problem.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, fine. So if people have to go, they go, you know. There's a lot of other workshops to go to, like the creative writing one, yeah. Okay, so, but people are still here, let's go on. So who sees another problem? Raise your hand. I see Alex, but I would like to see if someone else, the people that didn't try yet, come on, take a risk. Say something really stupid so we can all laugh, you know? No? Don't want to take risk? Or don't see anything? No, nothing. Or they're sleeping. William, you don't see anything interesting? Or you're busy with your phone?
I knew I was going to be singled out eventually. There's
It's fluke. It's called fluke.
It's there's pretty heavy construction going on, so I don't want to distract the group. I'm here to just watch the interaction and absorb the dialogue.
That's beautiful. But did you notice a problem someplace?
I found the discussion about
no, not a discussion.
Oh, in the particular document.
What's written? Did you find a problem? That was your job, to find problems.
Yeah, no. The one issue that I found was brought up earlier.
William, listen to me.
Okay.
Do you see something written which is a problem, or you're out of focus?
I would say I didn't see it, but it could be because I'm out of focus. So you're probably right.
You have a hard time focusing, huh?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed by looking at you. And that's why I asked you. You see, but that's the first job here, to focus for 2 hours or more than 2 hours. Keep focusing,
Absolutely.
keep looking. Otherwise, you're there like, you know, at the show, you know? Yeah. The next time, just try to focus. Yeah.
Okay.
See, and you get yourself caught inside discussions. That's, oh, I found this discussion interesting. Yeah. Okay, but let's try anyhow. Did you find some issue that was raised that you think is problematic?
I think on, I don't mean to get the pronunciation of the name wrong. Page, let me move my computer real quick. Page 13, Pega's question.
Hold on. Let's go to page 13 first. Yes, who? Okay, who?
Pega.
Pega, yeah? What about Pega?
The answer of, because you are looking for happiness outside of yourself, I believe that answer needs contextualization.
Well, first of all, little mythological problem. Did Pega understand the exercise or no?
I would say no, because there's no initial, well, there's no, that first question could be the initial question, but there's no questioning of the initial question.
All right. So first of all, you see, that's where you have to be focused.
Of
Pega
course.
did not understand the job. Right?
Right.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Okay, but let's examine. Let's suppose that he's asking why I'm not happy. So suppose the initial question is what I'm not happy. What is he doing with A?
I struggle to see what they're doing.
Well, he's acting like the mother of A. A wants to know why I'm not happy, and he said, I'll tell you why you're not happy.
Yes.
He confused the philosophical consultation with talking with your mother. And your mother tell you, hey, you're not happy because you're not looking inside of yourself. Yeah? Right? But how come you didn't tell us, William? Hey, Pega didn't get it. How come you didn't say it?
Because I don't think I identified the lack of the Socratic method initially. And I think it goes back to my lack of concentration. Because were I concentrating?
No, because please, William, when people tell me I'm not focused, please don't tell me why. When they say I don't understand, please don't tell me why. Okay. That's going to get worse, yeah? But you have a hard time focusing. Is that it?
Yes.
You know why?
No.
You want to know why?
Sure.
Well, go ahead. Why is it so hard for you to focus?
It's so hard for me to focus. Because I find myself easily distracted.
Okay, you're distracted by the whole world, yeah? A little bit of construction around you, and that's it. It's finished, yeah? All right. Right? You see, I saw your eyes going to the hammer. Okay, but try it next time, focus, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's the point. That's the main point of our exercise. Before anything else, focusing, yeah? Like in meditation, focusing. Okay, so who wants to raise something? Who wants to take a risk? No? Let's see. First page. Okay. Okay, Laurentiu. Where do you see a problem?
In Sergey's
which
work.
page?
On the same page, 12. A little bit up.
Yeah, where's the problem?
So the problem is in question 1. He put different version, different flavors. So
Okay, yeah. Sergey, you know the job. You've been studying it for 2 years. How can you do that kind of nonsense of writing 3 questions in a row? How can you do that?
This is very silly of me. I have to admit.
But silly does not explain much. What's in your mind with your why do you do this to yourself? You ask 3 questions in a row, there's not even an answer yet. Why do you do that?
I need to practice more to make it automatic.
You know, you give us a bad reputation. We say, this guy's been training for 2 years and look what he does. You know the reputation you give us?
No.
Well, okay, I prefer not to say. All right. So, but Laurencio, is it only the 3 questions? Because see, then we don't even know what the person is answering after that, Sergey. Do you realize?
Yeah.
And then how can we examine your work? We have 3 questions, and we don't know what the person is answering. You notice?
It should be answer 1. I know it because I often treat myself with cruelty.
I don't know, but we don't want to have to speculate on that. It should be a given. Yeah. Anyway, so let's skip that. Yeah. All right. Laura, were you raising your hand? No. Okay. Who else sees a problem? Okay, Alex, where's the problem? Alex?
The problem is page 6.
Page 6. Hold on. With whom?
Awa.
Awa. Okay. Which problem?
Question number 2 doesn't deal with answer number 1.
Yeah, but do you think the question number 2 has to deal with the answer number 1, or does it have to do with everything that we have?
It has to do everything that we have.
Okay, so you see, sometimes you ask a question, person answers something else, but you want to go back to the initial question. So the question is, it doesn't have to deal with answer number 1, but does it deal with what we have from the subject or no?
Yes, it's possible.
So that's okay then?
No.
Why not?
This question number 2 is not dealing with anything that client brought.
Okay, then what do you call this when a question has nothing to do with what we have before?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. So you think question number 2 is irrelevant?
No, I think it has some relevance.
Okay, so is there a problem or no problem?
There is a problem.
Which one?
It is not efficient question.
Okay, it's not efficient, okay?
Yeah.
Why is it not efficient?
It ignores important concepts that client brought and repeats initial question.
So you think it's just a reformulation of the initial question?
Yes.
Yes. So reformulation is not asking anything new, yeah?
Yes.
So you think it's kind of useless?
Yes.
All right, okay, good. Does anybody disagree with that? Raise your hand. No? All right, good. Okay, so we're, as Leila said, we're over time, yeah? So I think we've done enough for today. Does anybody have a comment or a question on the exercise? And please, the people that did not speak yet, I would like to know what you think of the exercise, you like, you don't like, you see problems, you don't, you know, whatever. Can anybody that didn't speak yet tell us what you think about what we've done? Whatever, no matter how stupid it is, what you want to say. Yeah, Virginia.
I want to say that I liked when you spoke with Isabella that from the problem that she found of being pretentious, then you can find the opposite and from that actually create a direct and simple problem. And I didn't know this.
Right.
So
it's a very classical technique. Huh? When you want someone to see better a concept, you use opposite and you create a choice between them. Yeah. And it's a nice way to put into perspective what could be a problem. Yeah. Yeah.
This was new for me.
You didn't know this technique. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's very useful, but very often people don't like that. They don't like that because you propose a choice between two things that they don't like. Yeah. So, okay. Anyone else who didn't speak so far want to tell us a little comment or question? And Leila tells me that Evangelina and Caesar didn't speak. Does Evangelina or Caesar or another one who didn't speak want to tell us something? You raise, yeah? No, it's Evangelina, do you like it with us or it's horrible?
No, Oscar, I like your words today because I learned too much from my consultants' practice.
Well, tell us one thing today that was useful for you. One idea, one insight.
Well, when the people think about everything in the practice of their jobs and
yeah,
how do they make a problem inside it?
What do you mean how they make a problem inside it?
When you're looking for anything in your words and you make a question.
But don't turn off microphone.
Oh, and when you make questions about the things that you think you're making good or not.
All right. And Caesar, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. I bring with me, unfortunately, I arrived late because I have some connection problems. But I didn't make the writing exercise, and then I have problems to catch you. But later, I understand the mechanics, you know, to identify problems with or contradictions in the answers and try to make give a good argumentation or change your mind, respect with others. You know?
Right, and that's the difficult thing of our exercise is people accept to put their speech in the process of examination, and then you, like we see in Socrates, where they accept that there's a problem or no, that there's no problem. It's a testing procedure. And people that want to debate, they can't stand that. They don't want that. They just want to make their speech and forcefully impose it, yeah? So to be able to do that, you have to accept to put your ideas in a meat grinder. You know the meat grinder, Cesar?
No.
Grinder, I don't know how to say it in Spanish. It's the place where the butcher puts the meat and he makes it into a, you know, Evangelina, meat grinder in Spanish? Or
La
carne
carne completa.
Okay, yeah, you know, you decompose it, you can deconstruct it, yeah, you know, yes. And people don't like that. They're like the sophist in Plato. They don't want that. They want to be respected. They want their speech to be respected and listened to and heard. But here, no, we have no respect for speech. Yeah? We have respect for reason. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good. And Clive. Clives, you want to tell us something? No, nothing. You happy with us or no? Not happy. Not happy. Okay, fine. You know, but next time tell us why you're not happy. Okay, so I'm going to stop torturing people. Anybody who wants to add something or ask a question on methodology before we go? Yeah, Paolo.
I thought it was surprising and interesting that I was able to spot a logical contradiction on someone else's work, and I resisted spotting an obvious one on my work. So that was.
Why is it surprising?
Well, it was, to me, it was the same sort of thing written in a document. So maybe I should have been able to detach myself from the bit that I wrote and recognize it for what it was.
So you mean normally you're attached to your baby?
Yes.
Yes, huh? Yes, of course, but that's very common, and that's what our job is to detach, first of all. For people to examine their thinking, they have to be detached from it, yeah? You know, we have to cut the umbilical cord, yeah? Yeah, okay, good. Anyone else? Yeah, Laura?
I was happy that Pierre explained what was happening with the what thing. And I have to work on that.
Work
I
on
can
what?
On conceptualize my intuition.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the difficulty, huh? That's the idea of Sartre, to move from a reflexive consciousness where you only have intuition, feelings, impression, and to move on a reflexive consciousness, which is concepts, arguments, thoughts, yeah? Huh?
Yeah.
That's the difficulty. That's our job. Huh? Okay, good. And I'm told that there's techno pouvoir. Can you speak techno pouvoir? I don't know who that is. No? You there, techno? Who's techno? I don't know.
He's speaking, he should put his micro on.
Okay, put your microphone on, techno.
There is an icon below.
Can you? But the administrator can open his microphone.
Yeah. Okay. She cannot.
Techno, can you?
Isabelle, can you try to do it?
With microphone.
I try, but I cannot do it as well.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay. Can you push the microphone button on the left below, Techno? No. Okay, we cannot hear you. You have to learn to open your microphone. But maybe he has no microphone. I don't know. But now we cannot hear. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah, Anna.
Yes, I found interesting to see how people get emotional sometimes when we are dealing with a subject that is very common and when there is nothing personal at stake. And I found it interesting to see that reaction, that kind of reaction.
But you're naive, Anna. Everything is personal. Everything, you know. Yes, everything is about me, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's of course the difficult.
That was the problem.
But by the way, yeah, good techno. Just wait 1 minute. Yeah, but so what I want to tell people, by the way, who don't know, is an exercise. I recommend that you do this exercise every day, and you do 10 blocks every day. Good exercise. Okay, techno.
They can only hear, but if you speak, they won't.
Yeah,
Have to remove this.
Have to remove this. What's going on there?
They can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Techno,
Okay.
you want to
Hello?
speak?
Yes, I still want to speak.
Now we hear
Hello?
you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I've been following your activities for a long time. I've been reading much of your publications, and I think this is a very interesting project for several reasons. Number one, You know, people believe that technology is thinking for man. And I think that this is one exercise that is trying to remind us that thinking as thinking is the vocation of man. But I think that there is something that you may have to add in this project. And that is the question of enhancing a disposition towards wonder. You know, if we look at philosophy, from as far as its written tradition is known all over the world, there's always this attitude to the world that actually makes people to appreciate philosophy. And I think that a project like this must be must aim at trying to raise that attitude. You know, when people are having less attitude towards wonder, I think philosophical disposition suffers.
But you know,
so I would wish.
Look, I agree with you. I'm trying to get people astonished at all the strange stuff that we read and hear. Did you notice?
Yes, I do read a lot of what comes out of your dissent. I read a lot of it.
Yeah, to be astonished at the human being and what he can say and write. Yeah, that's what I call the aesthetic dimension of thinking. Yeah, so I agree with your wandering. Good. All right. So anyway, so just to conclude, I invite people to do this kind of exercise every day. And our team of trained people, if you are interested, you can send them your work and you'll get some feedback of your self-consultation by writing. Yeah, because one way we work is with video consultations. Yeah. And for people that don't know, we'll tell you about it later on by writing. But as well, you can be writing those, by writing, and you can get feedback from people about your self-consultation. So if anybody is interested, you write 10 blocks, you know, and tomorrow, Leila, in the mail, you can propose that to people. You write 10 blocks and you can get feedback from someone about your work and your questioning and your answering, if you want to work by writing. All right. So we're going to stop here unless there is a last comment or question.
Yes.
I have a question.
Who's
I just want to intervene. Yeah, I just want to intervene that my name showing there is not Techno. I'm Lawrence Obo Ugwan, and I'm talking from the University of Abuja in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
I think it should be corrected.
But then you should change the name on the, you know, you can change your name on the thing. Okay, good. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
I thought Techno was your name, but anyway.
No. No.
Okay. So, but turn off microphone now, otherwise we're going to hear you all the time. So, who wanted to speak? I saw a hand.
May I have a question?
Who's speaking?
Sarah is speaking.
Oh, Sarah, my friend Sarah, go ahead.
Yes, yes, the Sarah from before. I was wondering, from the, I really like the writing exercise and the inquiry. And I was wondering, when I'm in the position of the philosopher, then when I make logical, when I'm logically incoherent, or when I make logical mistakes, then I'm still the judge of what is logical and what is not logical. So the client can't really, like, I don't let them to point out when I am illogical. Is that like, for me that's a bit tricky, because I maybe don't like to be the judge of, like, I'm not 100% sure that I'm always correct, for example, which I suppose is natural. So I was wondering how you cope with that problem, or whether actually what I don't understand is whether it is important at all, because to me it seems that it might not be.
No, Sarah, let me tell you, you're too heavy. You want to be sure, and the judge, and I don't like to be judged. I tell you what, now, people don't have to do this kind of work. But if you want to do this kind of work, You got to be less heavy. You see, people already, they're confused, they're anxious. So you cannot come with such heaviness. See, for example, you want to ask a question, you cannot ask a question. You go on speaking and speaking. I'll give you a second chance. A good question, 12 words maximum. Can you ask a question with 12 words?
Yes.
Go ahead.
How do you make sure everything that happens is logical?
Yeah, but you know, it's a beautiful question, because that's exactly the problem I see in your, is it's too heavy. We're not into making sure. It's an art, Sarah. You see, all you're expressing here is your anxiety.
Okay.
No, Sarah, I'm answering you. I'm answering you. Slow down. No. You're showing your anxiety. I want to be sure. No, it's a dialogue between two people. Normally, the philosopher, he has some advantages because he has some culture, some techniques, some knowledge of logic. But we're not into making sure anything. It's not. It's making sure is a religious concept, you see. In religion, you want to be sure God exists, and the priest doesn't want doubts about that. But in thinking, thinking is about uncertainty. Thinking is about taking risk. Thinking is lightness, you see. It's aesthetic, it's art. So if you want to be sure, you're in the wrong place, you see. And that's what I noticed in you. That's why you were so tense. And that's the first problem. Not be so tense. No. And in fact, what's funny from a historical standpoint, there are people that study Plato and want to show that Socrates made logical mistakes. Who the hell cares if Socrates makes logical mistakes? It's a performative. He's trying to make the other person think in front. Who cares if there are logical mistakes? He's using logic, but he's not Aristotle. He's not trying to teach logic. He wants people to think, you see? So we use logic, but we don't want to make sure anything, which is, it's an art, you see? It's not a science, it's an art. You see the difference?
Yes, yes, I do. Thank you. You answered my question. Thanks. It's art. It's not so heavy on logic. It's art, and that helps. Thanks. I think now I get it.
Yeah. But next time you come, Sarah, relax, take it easy. You know, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about examining problems and finding aesthetic in thinking. Yeah. There is logic, but it's only a tool. And as a tool, maybe use it more or less well. No, Sarah, calm down, calm down. Now Sarah, don't do that. If you want to work with us, calm down. Because, you know, just talking to you, imagine if I was coming to you for a consultation, it would make me nervous, you know, so emotional, so tense, so fearing mistakes, yeah? So first, you know, we work on attitude before even we work on competency. Say, slow down, breathe, yeah? You see the tension when you speak, or you don't see it?
I do, but I'm not a consultant, I'm a logician, so that makes a difference.
No, you're not a logician. You're an emotional creature, Sarah. When I hear you, I don't see a logician. I see someone very emotional and anxious. Maybe you have some knowledge of logic, but no, you're not a logician. In your behavior, yeah, you maybe studied some logic, but no, you're not a logician. You're too emotional for that, yeah? You know, a logician is a cold fish, yeah? Anyway, thank you for your contribution. So does anyone else?
I disagree on that, but we may have some disagreements on logic.
Sarah, disagreeing is you, I know, that's your problem. Stop disagreeing, play the game. Go to your family and your friends. I disagree, Wow, can you calm down? If you want to work with us, just calm down. Is it possible or no?
It's impossible. I do that in church, not in thinking.
No, in church, you don't calm down. You want ecstasies. I've seen the light. Come on, ecstasies. That's anyway. Please, Sarah, stop it. We're not here for debates, okay? You did a lot of places for debates, not here, okay? You notice that the way you speak, nobody else speaks that way. I want to fight. I want to fight. I'm a logician. I am. No, just relax, okay? And next time, answer the question. Don't try to prove you're right, you're the best, you're 100% sure, you know? And that's the first thing. Thinking is light, yeah? Anyway, so anyone else before we stop?
Yes,
No?
I want to say something now. It's Clive Sherlock here.
Yes.
Sarah, may I say something to you? And that is that you are right on track. To say that what you feel is not somehow so valid in this talk, I wouldn't really call it a debate, is like Freud saying, you know, Sigmund Freud saying that anything that you say that in any way disagrees with my theory means that you have a problem. Sarah, you clearly don't have a problem. The only thing that anyone can be sure of is how they feel. Your emotion is the only thing. Okay. What people think is almost irrelevant. And there is no point. There is no point in listening to this sort of talk about that you are just emotional. If you're not emotional, you're hardly human. Okay. Carry on with your pursuit. Go to church, come out of church, live at home, be with the people whom you love, and try to keep away or deal with the people that you hate, if you hate anyone at all. Okay. That's all.
But Clive, you're in the wrong workshop. There is a workshop, there's a feeling workshop at this time on another Zoom. Do you know that?
But Oscar, Oscar, it seems to me that the people who are here saying that they are philosophers or logicians or something like that don't realize what is driving them, that this emotion is driving them, and they are blind to it. They simply don't realize, they are unaware, unconscious of what motivates them. Okay. Because of course, you are being driven always towards what you want and moving away from what you don't want, which includes people you disagree with then. That's how life is for all of us, unless we can see into what the emotion really is in us.
Clive, this is beautiful. I mean, sometimes I want to cry when I hear beautiful speeches. And Clive, it's
then do cry, but don't try to philosophize about it.
Clive,
just cry.
Yeah, but you don't let me express my feelings now, Clive. Can I express my feelings?
You don't need to express your feelings. Keep them to yourself.
Oh, wow. You're rude now. Oh,
well, it's not being rude at all. Everything in our society tells us to express our feelings and get rid of them when we don't even know what they are.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to meditate about your deep thoughts. Is that okay?
No, I would strongly recommend you don't do that.
Okay, so I will not. Okay, I got it. I will not express my feelings. I will not meditate.
Well,
okay,
you're just mocking it now. You're mocking what I'm saying to you. Then, instead of looking into it, perhaps read Thomas Merton, who wrote a book called The Seven.
All right, but you should really go to the Bible talk. But that's another workshop. Okay, but thank you very much, Clive. This was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. All right. So, anybody has a deep message to give before we go? No? All right, good. So maybe see you next time with all these things we have to ponder about. Yes. Okay. And oh, by the way,
wait, I have last message.
Is it a deep?
That's the most important one. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh no, Sarah, please, no, stop. Sarah,
so all those who drink coffee.
Sarah, please stop. No, it's okay. You know, it's crazy. We've been trying to maintain some rational discussion for almost 3 hours, and now we're going crazy. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you before we go, we just have decided to maintain our seminar, our summer seminar, which we do in France every summer for the last 15 years in the first week of August. So we have decided to maintain it. I know some people from some countries won't be able to come because, or maybe, we don't know. It will depend on the airlines or whatever. But anyhow, but we are maintaining the summer seminar in August. So if people want to attend, you can write to Isabel. We're going to send quickly the information. We send the mailing in the next few days, right? So if you want to come first week of August for the seminar, you can prepare yourself, yeah? Okay. And we'll go on with a monthly Zoom workshop anyhow, once a month, except maybe in August, but we'll see. Okay, thank you for your patience and your deep insights, and see you next time. So long. Yes.